Let's take a look at homes in Tampa for under $300,000. This is the first one. So you can see this first one's on a pretty quiet street. A lot of smaller, older homes, but lots of shade and mature trees, which is pretty cool. Like that this one, you got some palm tree action, you got some oaks, some pretty big oaks actually, as you can see, for a lot of shade. And you get a pretty decent sized side yard, which is pretty cool. Now the home itself is smaller. Like being under 300K in Tampa, you're usually gonna have to give up on the size of the home to get that. But there's a lot of nice features. This is a pretty cool flip. I like the brick here too. Could maybe just use, some fresh mulch or stone or something like that would help really spruce up the outside, but overall not looking bad. And as we come to the inside, right away when you come in, you've got this area here, which is kind of like a living room area, I guess would be the main way it's intended to be used. You got some windows for some natural light. Looks like these are brand new windows over here, but over here, older windows. So this was a pretty well done flip, in my opinion, but not everything is brand spanking new in here. So something to keep in mind. And right away when you come to the right would be your kitchen, but we'll come back to that in a second. One thing to check out right away that's pretty cool is this bathroom. I think they did a really good job with this bathroom. Like, good sized shower, nice shower head, tile goes all the way to the ceiling, great materials, new floor, like everything. New toilet, new vanity, new mirror, new light fixture. And I mean, it's a pretty good space. And I can't help but wonder how much of this was like the original shape, or if they knocked down some walls in here to kind of expand some of the spaces. Because one thing you can see is right here, there is a step down, and it's a pretty good step down. So I wonder if this was an add-on, or I don't know, something else, maybe a lanai. And they turned it into bedrooms, but this would be bedroom number 1. Window is older in here. And pretty good size. I mean, again, you're talking under 300K in Tampa, and I mean, here we're not too far from the downtown, not too far from the airport. By the way, if you do want to buy or sell a home in this area, this is an area we do not serve. We do a lot of videos on the channel, and some areas we serve, some we don't. But if you do want to buy or sell a home in this area and you want to get connected with a local realtor that's really going to know the market and know kind of what to expect here, things to look out for, because we are not experts here, click the link in the description, answer a few questions. That'll get you connected with a realtor that is an expert in this area, and that does not cost you anything extra, but that's a good way to support the channel so we can keep making you videos like this. So this is the next bedroom. I think this would maybe be a little bigger, so I would think this would be probably your primary. Again, an older window. Also, I should note, if you're looking to move anywhere in the Orlando metro or anywhere from Sarasota down to Port Charlotte, Englewood, Punta Gorda areas, those are all areas we do serve. You can call, text, or email our team at 941-221-1897. And I like that there's some shelving in these closets. That's good to see. Also, I should note that link in the description to get connected with a local realtor, that is not just for Tampa. That's anywhere in Florida. Again, if it's one of the areas that we do serve, get a hold of us for that. But anywhere else in Tampa, anywhere in Florida, anywhere in the United States, actually, you can get connected with a realtor through that link. And I do think that's especially important right now, especially if you're moving from out of state. I mean, right now, just kind of to have someone that knows all the different local markets and what's going on as far as pricing, what's going on with, little things to look for with, hurricane risk, what's the neighborhood like, all that kind of stuff. They can answer a lot of those questions for you. So I like what they did with this kitchen, and like the little wood paneling or siding throughout. So let's give you your information for this home. This is a 2-bed, 1-bath, 957 square foot home. It's listed at $294,000. It actually just had a 2K price drop recently, and it was built in 1949, and it's been on the market for 69 days. So overall, I just really like what they did with this though. I mean, nice cabinets, newer counters. I like this little built-in shelving action that just adds to the character and charm. And yeah, I just think it's got a cool vibe. It's got, you know, almost like this cabin-y feel meets sort of modern. Pantry's actually pretty deep. And yeah, you're getting a decent pantry out of this without being like a full walk-in. So overall, not bad. And then I like this room a lot. So this is like your dining room, but it's got a really cool feel to it. It's got a little bit of a lanai feel. You're sort of elevated. You're a little bit above the ground level here. And as we come outside, you'll see that there's a nice perk to that. And I think the windows add a nice touch and feel to the area too. They look newer, not brand new, but definitely not as old as some of the other ones. And a new light fixture in here as well. And the flooring's pretty nice throughout the home. So overall, some nice touches here. I think they did a pretty good job with this. And then this, so you don't get a garage here too. You know, those are some of the perks, or downsides I should say, of getting that perk of getting a lower priced home. So this would be your laundry room, and slash utility room. So they got your water heater out here, they got some cabinets here for you, they got the hookups here for your washer and dryer, and there's maybe a little room to spare in here yet if you wanted to put a little bit of stuff in here as storage. However, if that's not enough for you, you've got a storage shed right here. So got you covered with that. I love this little deck space. It's just a nice little bonus space to have to hang out, grill out, whatever the case may be, and get some shade because it does have an overhang. And you got a decent amount of yard space. So overall, not a bad look. But there is more to offer in Tampa under 300K. I'm going to take you to another one and give you ratings and reviews for the Tampa area, as well as a real estate market update. But I just also wanted to show you these vines. I think those are cool, coming off the tree. It's kind of fun. Something that you're not going to get everywhere that you can get in Florida. All right, let's check out the next house. Okay, house number 2. Similar, but actually very different neighborhood. If maybe can't tell on the video, but like if you're here, you could tell it's a much different vibe. A little bit wider, I guess, more open feel in the street and the sidewalks and front yards. But one interesting thing is, see that right there? That is a roller coaster. That's Busch Gardens right there. And you might be saying to yourself, okay, is this gonna be a busy, crazy, hectic area? Well, look at the road. Not so much. Busch Gardens stands out compared to a lot of other theme parks in Florida because the area surrounding it is really not that like touristy and action-packed overall. But with this home, you are getting yourself quite a bit of yard space in the front yard. Backyard's not super big, but it is, as you can see, sneak peek fenced in, which is cool. I'll take you back there in a second. And you are getting a lot more square footage out of this home. Got a little bit of a paved area here where you could hang out or put some chairs or something, some decorations. And this one was also like, I hesitate to call it a flip because they didn't really do a lot on it, but I think that overall was probably a good choice just because there's certain details and character and charm to the place that I think you wouldn't want to get rid of because it's going to be hard to replicate. You just don't see it anymore. On the flip side of that, there are some things that would have been nice to have been updated, such as these windows. They do look older, probably not the most, energy efficient and hurricane proof. But so here's like one of the main things. First of all, the details here with these columns, and then look at this in the archways. That is gorgeous. Plus just some of this tile. It might need a little cleaning, but just like the details and style of it, you just don't see that very much anymore, and I think it's kind of a classic look. So let's go to the right here first. Now this seems like it was maybe flipped a while ago because the tile material does look the same as the rest of the home, but you can see there's a pretty big step down. I do like the glass pane door. And then there's a step back up, and this is basically, I guess it would be your primary bedroom, because this would be like a closet and then just like a little bonus space here. And then this is a bedroom. So it looks like it got converted. So a little step up here. So maybe this was, I don't know, maybe this was a lanai. Actually, I don't know, it's hard to tell because those windows look the same as the living room area. So that makes me think maybe this was just some other room of some sort. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it all. But you're getting a lot more square footage out of this home than the first one. And also, one thing to note with Tampa that, some of the things to do that we do know from the area, because we've been to Tampa a fair amount, is the downtown's pretty fun. They got the Riverwalk area there. And then on top of that, Ybor City is really unique. Stands out from anything else in Florida, honestly. There's a trolley there, old Spanish architecture, and a lot of history to the area. Really cool vibe there. And then over here, we got another bedroom. So already we're doing good compared to the last one where we've equaled it in bedrooms. But again, there's details about the home that are older, and haven't been flipped, whereas the other one, a lot of the materials got upgraded. Pretty good size closet in here. Got some built-in shelving. You can see though it is a little beat up. And then, leave a comment, let us know which of the two you would pick. I just really love this. This is just so cool. I mean, the detail on that, the craftsmanship, so cool. You just don't see that in homes anymore. And then this is another bonus closet. Over here, you've got yourself another bedroom. So we've got one more than the last one. 3 beds. I'll give you all the information about the home when we get into the kitchen as usual. And a pretty good sized closet in here as well. Pretty good sized bedrooms overall too. And then here is another closet, kind of. I mean, your air handler's on the top, but you do got storage space on the bottom. So that's actually a pretty huge win. A lot of times when you have these like air handler fake closets, you don't have actual closet space, but that's not the case there. Vanity does look like it may have been updated, not brand new, but maybe in the last 5 to 10 years. This is interesting too. So little touches like this, like we're seeing this in a lot of new construction, pricey homes with the wood coming halfway up in the trim. And yeah, that looks original to the home though. And then this as well. I mean, just little details like that and touches. I think that's really cool. I know some people might see it and be like, oh, no, that looks dated, but I don't know. To me, that's character and charm. Sometimes in realtor speak, character and charm just means a small home. But sometimes to me, character and charm means things like this. Like you're not gonna see that in homes anymore. All right, so let's come back to the kitchen, dining, living room areas. Well, I guess we're already in the first living room space. So this would be your dining room space right here. At least that's what the intention seems to be because the light hangs a little lower. However, as we come to the kitchen, you got this big open space with the kitchen and then more bonus space over here. And I just love this area with all the archways, how it's semi-enclosed, semi-open. It's just a really cool feel and layout, especially with the steps down. I know some people would prefer not to have the steps, but I don't know, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And this is a 4-bed, 2 bath, so there's one more yet to show you, 1,531 square foot home. It's listed at $304,000. I know in the intro I told you under $300,000. Wait till we get to the market snapshot. That'll explain some of that for this home. And it has been on the market for 20 days and it was built in 1957. Now here's where they did do some updates and I think they did it where it makes sense. Nice cabinets, nice counter, nice big open space to the kitchen, plenty of room. I mean, you could maybe even add some more, cabinet and counters right here or an island in the middle so that you got some options if you wanted to add to it. But really overall, you're getting a good amount of space here. Just cool vibes too with how the ceiling comes up. You're kind of lower than the rest of the house here. And again, I love this tile. I don't know why, that stone look tile. I think it looks cool. I could see it not being everyone's cup of tea though. And then again, another space here, which could be, used as dining, living, family room space. You got some flexibility and options because this over here was intended to be your dining room space, and towards the front of the house, we had the first living room space. So we'll take you to the backyard in a second, but you got another whole wing over here yet. But before we go to this wing, I got some explaining to do. So your median sale price in Tampa is $369,000. That's for the Tampa Metro right now. Your months of supply is 3.9 months of supply, which is actually pretty low compared to a lot of areas in Florida right now, making it seem like a little bit more of a competitive market. However, 96.7 is your average sale to list ratio, meaning what a place is listed for. On average, you could probably get it for about 96.7% of that price. So that would get you right around to that $300,000 mark here. So coming down this hallway here, just to give you context where we're at. And then on the right here, this is kind of unique and interesting and different. It's like this really mini little laundry room space, which isn't all that different. Like we've seen this in newer construction homes, especially like in townhomes, and upstairs they'll have like a really small closet where the washer and dryer are, but it's just different with the brick wall in the back there. And so in here, you've got yourself a bathroom. This does look like it was a little bit part of the flip and conversion. So, because you can see these little like water faucet handles there. I'm not really sure what those are for, but the vanity does look newer, toilet looks newer, and shower looks pretty dang new. So some nice touches there. Good to get that. I'm always a fan of that flooring, the little dots. I just think that looks cool. And then when we come back here, you've got your fourth bedroom, huge win. And just to show you that it is not a, you know, sometimes you'll go in a room and it's like, oh, that's a bedroom and it's technically a den because there's not a closet, but this one is not that. It does have a closet. However, it doesn't have any shelves or racks in there, so that's one little project you would have to handle. And some kind of unique touches there with the ceiling and things like that with the wall. But let's talk about Tampa as far as, you know, ratings and reviews. Like, what's it like to live here? Tampa gets 4 stars out of 1,485 reviews on niche.com. It gets an overall grade of an A. Public schools get an A, housing C+, good for families A, jobs B, cost of living C+, outdoor activities A, crime and safety C, nightlife A, diversity A+, weather A, health and fitness A-, and commute B+. So, taking you to the outside of the home to see that, you got a patio access door for that. Again, another window here, which this one doesn't look quite as old. It looks like it's in a little bit better shape than some of the other ones. And you got a side access door too. So a couple different ways to get out there. Let's take the side access. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I think this is kind of fun. You got a little overhang area here, a little sidewalk walkway to that fence there, which I think has some character and charm. I love the look of that fence. And then a bunch more paved area here. So again, you're not getting a garage with this home, but you're getting a decent amount of like outdoor space yet between the backyard. I mean, it's not huge, but you got a little paved area here where you could maybe put a basketball hoop up or something, or just grill out, and good shade from this tree here, and a fair amount of space. Plus, you do get a little bit of storage back here yet too, because again, you're not getting a garage. So little storage shed kind of thing that's built right into the home, which is kind of nice to have. And then another fence access point to the side there. But you are all fenced in, which is good if you have any pets. Again, if you're looking to buy or sell a home anywhere from Sarasota down to the Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Englewood areas, or the entire Orlando metro, get a hold of our team, 941-221-1897. We'd love to help you. But if you want to buy or sell a home in Tampa or anywhere else in Florida or the entire United States for that matter, click the link in the description. That'll get you connected with a local realtor that knows the area that you're looking to buy or sell a home in. That doesn't cost you anything extra, but is a good way to support the channel so we can keep making you videos like this one. And if you want to see another video like this with home tours, a local real estate market update, and ratings and reviews for a city, check out this video right here. We know you're gonna like it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in that video right there, that one, next.